Hello, my name is Shantae Hall, and I am about to teach you maybe the most powerful thing you will ever learn. This one thing has the power to transform every single area of your life. It can transform your emotional life, your relationships, your business, everything in your personal life, as long as you truly understand it. The entire world operates within the realm of just five things. And these five things fit inside what I call the self coaching model. Now, this self coaching model was taught to me by Brooke Castillo, and this is something that I use in all of my coaching calls. Now, I want you to understand this deeply because it won't be enough just to hear it one time. You really need to understand each of these five things and practice using it in your life for it to transform your life. But truly understanding these five things as they actually are and not as they seem to be or how maybe society has taught them to us will give you the awareness that you need to be able to really face anything, become more resilient, to navigate any challenges and overcome any obstacles. Really, no matter what is going on in your life, you can put it inside this model into one of these five categories and create more awareness in your life so that you can overcome any issue or challenge. Now, these are universal laws that are organized in a way that allows you to really understand what is going on in your brain, why you feel the way that you feel, and why you do what you do as a result. It doesn't matter what you're going through in your life, I promise you that this will be able to help you. Now, I know that this is a really bold claim, and I say it very confidently as long as you do your part in actually truly understanding it. It won't be enough just to watch this video one time. You can either rewatch this video or you can tune into my free coaching calls that I do on Wednesday mornings to really start to see this from all different perspectives and angles so that you can truly start to understand it and implement it into your daily life. All right, let's dive in. The first one of these five different things is we have circumstances in the world. Our circumstances are the things that happen outside of us externally. They're things that we can observe. They're very factual. This might be something that someone actually said, right? We put it into quotes, or something that someone actually did. It's also going to be descriptions that are factual and accurate and not opinion based, right? So this is like someone's age, where they live, and like if they have certain contracts. This is something that we could prove in a court of law or in a science lab, and it's not our opinion about something, right? So this isn't an adjective, these are like nouns, right? They're very factual. Now, the second thing that we have in life are our thoughts. Now, after we have a circumstance, then we will automatically have a thought or thoughts about that circumstance. Now, thoughts in and of themselves are not negative or positive, but they are opinion based, and we do have the ability to choose the thoughts that we are going to continue to think. So, our thoughts are optional. Now, we will have thoughts that just come into our mind, right, automatically, but we have the ability and the power to choose if the thought that we're having is a thought that we want to continue having. Now, this is very, very important because our thoughts create the third thing within our model, and that is our feelings, right? We have circumstances and we have thoughts about those circumstances, and our thoughts create the feelings that we experience within our body. Now, feelings as well, just like thoughts, they are not necessarily negative or positive, though they do feel comfortable or uncomfortable. It's important to be aware of what feelings we're having, because if we have a certain level of emotional awareness and we can tap in and understand, oh, I'm experiencing anxiousness right now, or I'm experiencing frustration or agitation, or I'm experiencing wonder or excitement or anticipation, whatever the emotion might be. If we can recognize it, then we can also realize, oh, there must have been a thought that created this emotion. Now, our circumstances, they do not create our emotions. We often think um, in fault that our circumstances create our emotions. But Having a flight booked to, say, Washington doesn't necessarily make us happy or sad. It's neutral having a flight booked, right? The thought about the flight being booked creates an emotion, right? Is the thought, I'm so excited to finally see family? Or is the thought, I haven't seen people in a long time, right? What is that thought that's going to create an emotion for you? And when we recognize what that feeling is, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable, and we can ask ourselves the simple question of, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this anxiousness? There will be a one-liner, just a thought that comes into your mind. That is the thought that we recognize as what created our emotion. Now, the fourth thing that comes into our model of our 5-part model is that when we experience a feeling, those feelings will drive all of the actions that we take or don't take, right? What are we avoiding in our life? Or our reactions. Now, these actions, inactions, or reactions, they will create all of the results in our life, right? That's the 5th part of our model. Now, oftentimes people will teach to just do more of the action that you want to create the result that you want. Now, if we do that, if we just try to change our action to create the result that we want, we aren't going to be having a sustainable result. What we want to do instead is be aware of the thought that's creating our feeling. It's ultimately driving the actions or inactions that maybe aren't as effective, right? And we want to ask ourselves, why am I believing this thought? Why is this coming up for me? Why does this feel so true or real for me right now? And we want to start to poke holes at it. If we can start to really question these thoughts that we're having, right? And maybe start to adopt some new thoughts, maybe thoughts that are equally as believable, but maybe create some more comfortable emotions, or at least some emotions that are more effective in our life, that will create some more beneficial actions that will create the results that we want in our life. Now, this is the 5-part model, and this has the ability to completely transform the way that you see your relationships, the way that you operate in your business, the way that you interact with people, the way that you show up in your own life, the way that you parent, right? The way that you go after the goals that you have in your life. It really has the ability to transform the way that you approach everything in your life. Now, I want to invite you, as you start to become more aware of this, that if you recognize that you're having certain thoughts that maybe aren't the most useful thoughts, not to go and try to just switch them to the opposite thing, right? That is called thought swapping, and it's not useful because usually the opposite thought is so far away from our realm of belief that our brain will go on alert and say, BS, 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 that's not true. I would like to invite you to just start to be aware of that thought, right? Don't beat it up. Don't beat yourself up for having it. Can you hold space for that thought and be compassionate about it, right? It makes sense that I'm having that thought because of this history that I've had. But do I want to keep thinking it? Maybe I don't. Why do I not want to keep thinking it? What would be more useful? Is that too far away? Or is there another believable thought that maybe would create an emotion that is more useful in my life? All right, so this is the 5-part model that I use in all of my coaching calls. I invite you to join one of my coaching calls. They happen on Wednesday. Go to the description below to find details on my coaching call. Thank you for being here. I'm excited for you to really take control of your life, to be able to manage your mind, to be able to really, truly process your emotions so that you can create in your life and to be able to create a life that you absolutely love. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.